Welcome back to another episode of Kentuckiana Coasters, where Ted and I will share with you our top 10 wooden coaster list. So stick around to see what our number one is going to be. So today, Ted and I are going to go over our top 10 wooden coaster list with you guys. We often get asked what our favorite rides are, and we just wanted to make this video to share with you guys what our top and our favorites are. What are your top 10 wooden coasters? Be sure to comment below and let us know and share. And of course, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We desperately need subscribers to our YouTube channel to help us grow. So be sure to like us, follow us on all of our social media, but especially YouTube, because we need those subscribers. Be sure to invite all your friends who also like online coaster material. We hope to really grow this channel and grow a community with you, so please join us. Anyways, let's get this party started. I need to call Ted, so let's get him on the line. Hey Ted, what's going on?
Hey Anthony, how you doing?
I'm great. Surviving down here. How's life treating you up there in Indianapolis with this crazy COVID situation we have going on?
Yeah, things are okay. I'm needing a haircut, but you're not gonna find me outside in a huddled with a bunch of people protesting, holding a sign up to get my haircut.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
The clip, I'm using my dog's grooming clippers that I have at home. It's doing just fine. I need another one, but I've already had two. So
yeah.
Luckily, my hairstyle's COVID friendly.
There you go. Yeah, I might need to bring the beard trimmers up to the top of the head here, but
Definitely.
But yeah, how about you?
It's crazy down here. I work. My main job is in the legal system, my business, and it's with the courts closed and no ability to go into the jails and see my clients. It's really tough down here. But I think things are slowly coming back. I know I'm not going to be out there protesting for a haircut either, but really appreciate all the frontline workers, including the grocery store shoppers and people delivering food and all those crazy thankless jobs. So yeah, COVID sucks, right? But anyways, what drink are you drinking tonight to celebrate our top 10 wooden coaster list that we're doing?
I'm drinking some bourbon and Sprite, one of my favorites.
Absolutely. You're welcome, world, for our delicious bourbon.
Yeah.
I'm also drinking bourbon tonight in a Kentucky tumbler.
There we go.
Go Cats. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
So before we get into the top 10 list, we both wanted to run through our honorable mentions, maybe the top 15 of ours, the bottom 5 that didn't make it into our top 10 list. So who do you have in your honorable mention list, Ted?
So I have Prowler at Worlds of Fun, a wonderful, probably by far the best ride at Worlds of Fun. Mystic Timbers, another wonderful GCI, but it's not my top GCI. It's number 2 on my GCI list, so we'll stay tuned for the next one. Cornball Express at Indiana Beach. It has those single ratchet buzz bars. Wonderful airtime on Cornball Express. Goliath at Six Flags Great America. I think that's an underrated RMC. It's short, but all the elements are fantastic. Short. Yeah, the forces are fantastic on it. And then Avalanche at Timber Falls Adventure Park. Defunct coaster, but that was a coaster that just absolutely tore through its layout. It was so good. So
nice.
All right, let's hear your top guys.
So the ones that didn't quite make the list for me is the Boss at Six Flags St. Louis. Great ride, nothing against it, just didn't make my top 10. Kentucky Rumbler at Beach Bend Park down in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Hometown favorite. Kentucky proud to have a GCI, but again, not in the top 10. Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain at Indiana Beach in your home state of Indiana. Really unique, weird, quirky coaster. Love it. And then Raven at Holiday World. Great coaster, clearly. It's been in the top in the world. And then Thunder Run at Kentucky Kingdom. Another hometown personal favorite of mine that didn't just quite make the list, though.
Yeah, those are really solid rides right there, for sure.
All right, so without further ado, Ted, let's jump into our top 10 wooden coaster list. So go ahead, we'll start at the bottom and work our way up to number 1. What is your number 10 wooden roller coaster, Ted?
All right, my number 10 is Legend at Holiday World.
Great ride.
It's just a really powerful ride. Love going out on the way out, going through the water slides, and then the turnaround on the way to come back at the far end out by the water park. You get the You get, especially if you ride in the back, you get the airtime and the laterals as it sweeps down on when it comes back on the way back towards the start of the coaster, and it's a fantastic moment. So, what's your number 10?
It's a really great ride. No, I really like it too. I don't think it may. Yeah, it's one of the least favorite at Holiday World though. Of the woods, right? Usually in other people's lists. So I'm glad to see it make a top 10 appearance in your list. My top 10, starting at the bottom, is Flying Turns at Knoebels. So again, I guess I like unique wood rides because there's a lot of those showing up in my list already. I just really like the quirkiness of it. Really cool ride, unique, one of a kind in the world. You definitely got to get up to Knoebels and check that one out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay. My number 9 is American Thunder, which at Six Flags St. Louis, which that is my favorite GCI, which I don't think it's a very popular choice for people's favorite GCI, but I just love the layout on it. Just the wonderful hills. There's a moment has sort of like almost like a double out and back layout, and that third time going back, it has 4 hills in a row. Fantastic airtime on all 4 hills coming back. So it's a super fun ride.
It's really a great ride. It's on my list, so I'm not going to say anything else about it.
Okay.
My number 9 is Prowler at Worlds of Fun. So Ted and I last summer went on a trip out west and went on this great ride. Really fun ride, paced really well. It was a little rough in spots, so maybe that's not why it's as high. The park maintenance didn't seem to be quite as good on it as maybe some other parks. But yeah, really great ride. Was really impressed with Prowler.
My number 8 is Shivering Timbers at Michigan's Adventure. It's sort of the ultimate out and back layout type wood coaster. I've even heard people say it's sort of like a B&M Hyper, but the wood version of a B&M Hyper. It has like 5 massive hills on the way out before it makes a single turn. And then it just, it's just a fantastic coaster full of hills. It's just super fun and a fantastic ride.
So that's really funny because my number 8 is also Shivering Timbers at
There we
Michigan's
go.
Adventure. Yeah. Actually, Ted and I didn't go to that park at the same time, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, really great ride. The key mark ride for that park, hands down.
For sure.
It's just the best. I wish that park was built up a little bit more to surround that great ride. There is a cool Arrow Wild Mouse there that I like. I can't remember what they call it, but really cool. That park has a lot of potential, a lot of land, but yeah. Shivering Timbers, great name, great ride at a really struggling park that needs some help.
Yep.
So what is your number 7 favorite wooden roller coaster, Ted?
All right, my number 7 is Boardwalk Bullet at Kemah Boardwalk, down in Texas near the sort of the Houston area, down in Kemah, and it's the 3rd ever Gravity Group, right behind Hades, Voyage, and then Boardwalk Bullet. It's compact into less than an acre of land, and it's I think 3,200 square feet. So it kind of has like a GCI layout, but it has the intensity of Gravity Group. So it was just a wonderful, wonderful ride. I've heard that it had been rough at different times in its life, but when we rode it, it wasn't too bad. Lindsay, my wife, even rewrote it a couple times with me, so it was not. It couldn't have been too rough. So
yeah, if Lindsay rewrote it a few times, there's no way it could have been too rough. Yeah. No, I've never been on that. No, that sounds really interesting. I need to check that out.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ride.
All right, my number 7 is Thunderhead at Dollywood down in Pigeon Forge. Really great. It was probably my first GCI, if I remember right. It was just really good, pacing really well. That station fly-through, I could care less. It just creates a lot of noise, in my opinion. But a really good ride, really fun. Another weird ride for me that the front is better to me than the back, which is pretty rare, especially on a wood for me.
Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a wonderful ride. I think it was my first GCI too, if I remember right. Probably a lot of people in the Midwest that are closer to our age before Mystic Timbers, and yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, my number 6 is The Boss at Six Flags St. Louis. There's 2 types of people in the world, Anthony. There's people that want Boss arm seed and people that don't want to arm seed. Since it's on my top 10 list, you can tell I would prefer to keep it as is. If it gets RMC'd,
it's a good wood.
Yeah. If it
gets
RMC'd,
the RMC.
Yeah. If it gets RMC'd, I'm sure it'd be one of my top steel coasters. But as it is, it's a wonderful, wonderful wood coaster on just a massive, massive scale. As far as wood coasters, it's in the top 10 in the world on height, length of drop, and its top speed. And then just in the US, it's top 6 in height, length of the drop, and speed.
No, DeVos is really great. My only complaint about that ride is the pacing when you get to the those it's like after the first double down, and then like you get really high again, and yeah, it creates a big drop, but the pacing also is like dead. It kills it, in my opinion. So it doesn't have that out of controlness feeling for me for that reason. It's good. I'm not crapping on the coaster by any means. It made my honorable mention, but yeah, I totally agree. It's worthy of anyone's top 10 list. It's a beast of a coaster. So my number 6 is actually Mystic Timbers at Kings Island in Mason, Ohio. So I think that made your honorable mention list. Am I right on that?
And a lot of people have it a lot higher than I do. Yeah.
It's good. You know what I mean? And it actually I was out of the coaster world for a little while, and it took me like at least a year or two to get on that thing. So and it's at my home park, so kind of embarrassing, but yeah, I was really impressed with it. The pacing on it's really fantastic. The shed I thought was over publicity. It was purely for marketing.
Right.
And it's cool. I'm not saying it's bad, but the way they marketed it, I think everybody, at least me, I want a drop track in there. You know what I mean? Like something really cool like that. But so of course the shed was a letdown, but if you just look at the coaster, it's a fantastic coaster. It goes over water. You're in the woods a lot. Kings Island is really, really high on my list for most wood coasters. They take good care of their coasters there. I just, really love Kings Island, and I really love Mystic Timbers.
Yeah. Good.
All right, Ted, so what's your number 5 favorite wooden coaster?
So, sort of piggybacking off Kings Island and their wood coasters, my number 5 is Beast at Kings Island, the Beast. So it falls at number 5 for me on my list for its epic night rides. If we're talking about daytime rides, it probably doesn't even crack my top 10, 15. But since the night rides are where the Beast really shines. And so yeah, it was my wife and I's first coaster we rode together. I think about 11 years now at this point. We rode it at night in the front row, Halloween haunt. That was our first ride together.
You'll be seeing it in my list here shortly. So I will go ahead and jump to my number 5. Am I on 5?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. To my number 5 coaster, which is American Thunder at Six Flags St. Louis. So you've already talked about this ride, and I couldn't agree with you more. It's one of the most compact GCIs. It doesn't look anything impressive on the stat sheet, and you could even call it a parking lot coaster. It has zero terrain, interest whatsoever, but it is just a fun coaster. Maybe expectations are low on it, and maybe that's why it's so loved, but really I think it's overlooked a lot from the GCIs. So I just love the ride. The little bunnies coming right in to the station there before the last turn is just a lot of fun. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, it's so good.
All right, Ted, so what is your number 4 favorite wooden coaster?
Okay, so my number 4 is Hades, or Hades 360 at Mount Olympus. It's been quite a while since I've been up there, so I haven't rode it as Hades 360. But just as Hades, it's a fantastic ride. The pre-lift section has to be one of the longest and one of the best pre-lift sections of any coaster. It's almost like a coaster in and of itself. And then that tunnel, it dives underground under the parking lot. The tunnel is 800 feet long, so we're talking, if it was just an extra 100 feet long, it'd be 3 football fields long, and you go through it all the way out, and then you go through it again all the way back. And so it's just a really impressive ride, really fun. So that's something I need to get up and try it out as Hades 360 because I haven't gotten to do that yet.
Yeah, I'll totally join you on that trip because I've never made it up to that park at all. So, yeah, I'll totally join you on that trip once COVID's over and we can get into parks
There we
again.
go. Sounds good to me, yeah.
Awesome, let's do it. All right, so my number 4 is another smaller coaster, which is the Phoenix up at Knoebels. Also, controversial pick, I guess you could say. Some people don't get it. Some people love it, like me. I love it. It's just so much fun. The Phoenix name, you start out of the station into this really long dark tunnel, and then you like rise out of it. And the ride itself is just so much fun. The airtime is insane on it. I've never, like, on such a small footprint, like, your butt's never in the seat. Like, love that coaster. Also, a single position bar, if I remember accurately. So it's been a little while since I've been up to there in Pennsylvania, but love that coaster, love that park. Phoenix is not overrated. It is my number 4 on my favorite wooden coaster list.
There we go. All right, so my number 3 is Outlaw Run at Silver Dollar City, and I would just say that it's short, but like every element is executed pretty much perfectly. It just has a wonderful layout, and one of my favorite things is that very first element after the drop, where you come up to the top of a hill, banks you really far one way, almost an inversion, and then it brings you back real fast. It whips you back and down, and then the rest of the layout, the hills and the turns, and then the double inline twist up to the brakes. It's short, but it's a fantastic ride.
I missed that on that trip.
Pretty sure that's what it was, yeah.
So that was a huge bummer, but yeah, I really want to check that ride out for sure. All right, so my number 3 favorite wooden coaster is one you've already mentioned, which is the Beast at Kings Island. So home park, it was one of my first big rides I ever rode as a kid. Just fantastic night rides, as you said. And really, I think the park's maintained it so well. Cedar Fair has done a really good job keeping up with that ride. It's running better, I think, than ever. People complain about trims and, the layout. You just have to understand this was built in 1979 or something like that. And I know the coaster boys are going to freak out that... Is it 79? I'm pretty sure.
No, it is. It is.
Okay. I was going to say the coaster boys are going to have me for that. But, it's built in 1979, so think about that time. And it is still the longest wooden roller coaster in the world. Like, it is just a legendary coaster. You're not going to get airtime. That's not what it's about at all. It's about, navigating the terrain, and the double helix, that angle off the second lift is just terrifying. As a kid, man, I just thought we were going to jump off the track every time. I was terrified. All right, Ted, so what is your favorite, what is your next favorite? What are we on? Number 2? Are we on 2 already?
Yes. Yep.
Oh my gosh, top 2, here we are. What is your number 2 favorite wooden coaster, Ted?
My number 2, for me on the list, number 3 and number 2 are back-to-back RMCs. My number 2 is Lightning Rod at Dollywood. The first and only launched wood coaster in the world, and basically really similarly to what I was saying about Outlaw Run, it's really short but really powerful. Everything is basically executed perfectly, like it's just everything flows so well. And then what puts it above Outlaw Run for me is the quad down at the end, the quadruple down coming down the mountain. Fantastic. You just get thrown out of your seat 4 times in a row, tumbling down the mountain.
And a launched lift hill, right? I mean, it's a really unique ride. Like, I'm dying to get on it. I haven't been down to Dollywood in a while, but I kind of got burnt out on Dollywood after going so much there for a little while.
Right.
But I'm dying to get on that one too. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's my number 2, and it's fantastic ride.
Awesome.
What's
my
your
number 2?
Yeah, what's your number 2?
My number 2 coaster is one really close to your heart, which I believe might show up on your list too, which is the Voyage at Holiday World.
There we go.
One of my favorite coasters, not quite the top spot for me, but it's up there. You want to talk about an out-of-control coaster, you need to check out the Voyage at Holiday World. Even here in Lexington, Kentucky, people, when they ask me about other parks in the area, that they should check out, I always tell them about Holiday World, and so many people haven't gone. And I'm like, you need to check out this park, and the Voyage is the main reason why. That ride is intense. That double down after the brake run, like
Triple.
Triple. Sorry,
Yeah.
the triple. That spaghetti bowl, everything about it is just one of the most out of control coasters out there. It's long, it's mean, it is really an awesome coaster.
Yeah, that's my number one. Been on 287 coasters, and that's number one, wood or steel for me.
Wow.
I feel like it's basically the perfect coaster. It's really interesting. You're sort of slightly going uphill on the way out, and it feels like you're going out forever, and you have this giant spaghetti bowl at the end where you're going turn and turn, all these 90-degree turns where you're banked all the way up, and then you hit that mid-course brake run, you slow down, but then you pick up speed as you come back to the station because you're going downhill, and like you said, that out of control feeling, like Voyage gives you the out of control feeling like pretty much no other coaster, and it's my number one. Absolutely love it. That's, when people ask me, like you were saying about, best rides or parks or whatever, it's my number one, and it's right here in my home state, so really lucky with that. It's a wonderful ride.
That is a really good point. And we've talked about this before, where we live in a really great area. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. He's in Indianapolis, Indiana. And we have so many great parks that we can get to within, 5-6 hours driving. Through college, we've both, just picked up everything and drug other friends out to parks. And then when we met each other at an ACE event, we just love going to every park. Every park has something to offer, from Camden Park to Cedar Point. I love the area that we're in. It's a great area especially for wood coasters.
Yeah, that's really true. We've got St. Louis, Chicago, Holiday World, Indiana Beach, Cedar Point, Kings Island, Dollywood. You can keep going on and on. Holiday World, Kentucky Kingdom. So yeah,
right.
We're surrounded by great parks.
It's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so my number one, without further ado, is El Toro at Six Flags Great Adventure up in New Jersey. Intamin Prefab, which there was a new documentary on YouTube I saw of somebody else, of them documenting what prefabs are all about and why they're hard to maintain. Why didn't we see any more prefabs made? But El Toro, amazing ride. Prefab Intamin, as I said, elevator lift, the most insane ejector airtime I have ever been on. I don't care what ride, wood or steel. It is an insane coaster. Super smooth. It is just shocking. It blows the definition of wood coaster out of the water and brings it into the modern age. And it's still wood. It's all wood, and I love that about those rides.
Yeah, it's extremely high up on the bucket list for me to get to. So yeah, hopefully I can join you in having it highly ranked in the next couple of years. So yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
It's great, and it's a really great park. It's probably my favorite Six Flags park. I've not made it out to Magic Mountain like you have, but I have made it up to that other, flagship park in their brand and their chain, and it's a really great park. Now, it's been a while, but I would gladly make a trip just to go there again. Six Flags Great Adventure is amazing.
All right, that's our top 10, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely comment below with your top 10s, because we love reading what everyone else has to say and interacting, commenting, and seeing everyone else's opinions. And then don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the video, and follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram. So yeah.
Definitely. Subscribe to us on YouTube, guys. We really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching today. Be sure to check us out in our next video dropping very soon, which will be our top 10 steel coasters. So there's a lot more coasters to choose from. Definitely some more controversial opinions about manufacturers. So thanks guys so much for watching again, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye, guys.